I just want to say, in my opinion, what I believe. Everyone that's for Trump, they're blind to what he's leading us into. He says that he's going to make the military great again, and uh, and they'll be praying for war. Get it? The military will be praying for war, wanting war, calling for war. Trump's never going to end wars. We're going into our final biggest war. The last one. Before it all ends. This war is going to end all wars. It says the last war we have, the next war we have after the final one, World War III, World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, they say. Well, shovels and pitchforks, and we'll still have that stuff. But there'll still be guns around. People will learn how to make bullets. They're going to buy. There's people buying what you need to be able to make the bullet to put in the casing and reuse the casing. Because you can hit all the way around with the hammer that that hits the back of the casing of the bullet. Every spot that hasn't been hit, you can hit and it ignite. Because all the way around it is made to where it will ignite where that spot is, where you hit, or where the hammer hit. That spot will ignite, not all of it. You can do that with shotgun shells. People reload shotgun shells and reuse them, so we'll still have guns. Probably won't have the big ones that's out there that people are not being allowed to buy and own, which is wrong. It's unconstitutional. Constitution does not. They were getting faster guns. The Gatling gun, before the forefathers died, that was the fastest bullet shooting gun. Shoot a whole bunch of rounds real quick. Each click was a bullet. And so you're sitting there click, as it's shooting like a machine gun. They knew guns were going to get better. Look up the oldest Gatling gun. They knew that they would get better. So there can't be no, well, they didn't know we'd have machine guns. Well, look up Gatling guns. Those were machine guns pretty much. You just didn't have a trigger to pull. You had to use a handle. And that was what would, set those triggers off to hit each one. And it would click back every time too. And so they made it to where it hit a bullet, click back, and hit the next one, click back, and each one that does that, hits it just right. They got a machine gun, a big machine gun. So, but yeah, Trump's for war. There's no doubt about that now. He's a swamp creature. He's bringing us into the New World Order. And they got everybody, these people who are for Trump, all blind. Blind to what's going on. I can see it. In this last deal Trump had, where he brought up, I can't remember the name of the movie now, Full Metal Jacket, with the guy in there saying, "You're nothing but maggots. You're lower than a human being." That's what they're telling us right there. When we walk into the army, we're a maggot. We're not even a human. We're lower than a human. And they got to make us into something else to be able to do what they want. To no longer think like you always have, been cool like you always been. Now you're a fighting, murderous machine ready to get out there and do the job that you're being paid to do. And this is what all I think. That's what I think's going on. That's what I believe. Y'all believe whatever you want. Be blind and believe whatever you want. You're going to anyways. Because you think Trump's going to save us. One man that's supposedly been fighting the whole system makes it to the presidency, and now is saying all this stuff that if the left was saying, the right would be all up in arms. Think about it. If the left was actually saying all this and putting that, and you listen to what it's saying, you don't just hear the orders, the hollering, the sergeant, the sound of a sergeant. You listen to the words they're speaking, and then you look and say, well, if I join in there, that's what I am. That's what they see me as when I first get in. And they're breaking you down mentally. They're ruining your mind. They're destroying your mind, your way of thinking, to get you to be something else, to think some other way. That's why they hire the people they hire for police. They got to think a certain way. They got to be very afraid of everybody else that's not one of them that's out there. They're the predators and we're the prey. And they go out on the prowl, looking around. Like a soldier out on the prowl for the enemy soldier, keeping his eyes open. Who can I get? When's the next one I get to kill? Because I can get away with it. I don't go to jail. I don't get arrested. I don't lose my job. I don't lose my pay. I don't lose my gun rights. I just go home and do what I want. Still get paid. They're the ones that the Constitution is really for. They're the U.S. citizens. If you read the Constitution, it says U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen, U.S. citizen. 18 U.S. Code 911, 18 U.S. Code 911, and 18 U.S. Code 912, both specifically pretty much say what a U.S. citizen is. An agent, employee, or officer with authority working for the state or the United States government. And they all work for the United States government. They're unionized with them. They're all in a union. Abraham Lincoln, when he broke an act that he created that gave the South the right to secede from the Union if they ever decide they want to, and he went against it. He was a traitor. And then Ulysses Grant. He was a traitor too. Ulysses S. Grant. He's a traitor. The biggest traitor. Besides the one that put us on fiat money. That one right there was, I'd say, is the biggest, and the other one was, then it's Ulysses S. Grant, and then it was Abraham Lincoln. Because it just got worse. So, Trump's leading us into war. There's no doubt about that now. They got all you chanting, yeah, let's go to war, let's be for war. We're not maggots, we're soldiers. No, you're a maggot right now until you join them, and then they transform your mind into thinking in a different way and being a different way. And being ready to take lives. And they're doing it to the women too. It's my belief. They're warping their minds. You get in there, your mind has to be warped to be able to do the warped crap that a lot of these that have been killing themselves done when they were overseas. They're killing themselves because they did shit they weren't supposed to do. It was immoral. They followed their orders, doing their job, just like the cops. Following orders, doing their job. That's the politicians. Following orders, doing their job. And that's the president. Just doing his job. Just a good excuse to overlook all the bad crap. To keep that hope going and to not realize you've been duped, bamboozled, tricked, deceived. You'll find out by the middle of this year. You'll find out. It ain't gonna get no better. Y'all take care. Bye.